Okay, Karthik, can you tell me about yourself?
Yeah, actually, I'm a postgraduate in rubber technology. So
Uh-huh.
I passed out from MIT in 2018. I have 5 years of experience in industry, ranging from production and R&D.
Uh-huh.
So my basic core area of interest are plastics and rubbers. Currently, I work as a manager technical sales in one of the polymer composites company. So
Okay.
we supply composite materials to defense PSUs and some UAVs and drone manufacturers in India.
Okay, okay, okay. And where is that company is?
Company is based in Maharashtra, Nashik.
Okay, okay. And what's your role there?
My role is actually technical sales manager.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it involves both technical and as well as sales role,
Okay,
new
okay.
product
So
development.
you work as a tech pre-sale kind of person.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. And anything else that you want to tell me about yourself? What are you looking for? I have some of your questions,
Actually,
but go
I
ahead.
am actually from my childhood. I want to do PhD and want to become a scientist.
Uh-huh.
But due to my family situations and financial situations, I am not able to do my education continuously, starting from my bachelor's. I
Got it,
worked
got
for.
it.
I mean, after my high school, I went for diploma and I worked for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went for graduation, and then I worked for 2 years, and then I gone for PG, and then I am now working now. So my aim is to become a scientist. I want to go for PhD.
So,
But the
so
thing is
let me
here is
ask you,
yeah,
what aspect of research do you enjoy? Why you want to do PhD? Like, what motivates you to do that?
yeah. Research is the thing is I want to. I mean, I am facing when I was in the industry, I faced a lot of problems unsolved. So in that, some of the problems really inspired me to solve, which is of a kind of much useful to the society. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is directly if it is directly applied in the society,
Mm-hmm.
it gives society a lot of applications or usage. So that's why I want to research on the topics which are directly applicable to the society and is useful to the people.
Okay. Karthik, can you speak little bit slow also? Don't speak too fast,
Yeah,
okay? So one thing I want
yeah,
to ask
sure.
you, I think I'm glad that you are so motivated and that's
Yeah,
really good. One question I
yeah.
have for you, are you a single or married or you have kids?
Actually, I am married.
Mm-hmm.
So I am married for the past 4 years.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So, okay, let's talk about so I think what your questions I saw and everything, I think you look to me as a very highly motivated person who want to do PhD, and so you are trying to figure it out how to proceed, how to do it, right?
yes, correct.
And if I have to ask you, if you want to choose a area of for your PhD research, what would be that area be?
That area will be polymer composites.
Paul? Like what, processing or
Process.
or property?
Main, Mainly manufacturing of polymer composites using easier technique or user-friendly techniques.
Okay. Okay. So what I will do, Karthik, I will give you answer to your questions, and then I will
Yeah,
also probably tell you which universities you should target. I
yes,
think you are a good candidate for a PhD student, considering because you look to me a very motivated person. But then I will also tell you
yeah,
what are your weaknesses and things like that. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So your first question is whether it's beneficial for me to go for PhD considering my age and experience. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
It all depends on you.
Okay,
Okay. So
okay,
age and experience is good thing too for a PhD person, I think, but age doesn't matter. There are people who do PhDs, especially in US, in much in even they are old. Okay.
okay,
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
okay.
So your qualification is not based on your age or eligibility. There is no eligibility age for that. Okay.
Mhm.
So you said after I go for PhD, how can I go for industry job because I want to stay in industry for a long time. So after PhD, yes, I am doing work in industry. You can do. So it's the same thing.
Okay,
There is no difference. If you have done in
okay,
a right area, it's a good thing. You said
okay.
since my background is diploma, I feel that I don't have enough basics in science and engineering. But you have done your BTech in plastic technology, right?
Yeah, correct.
So it's the same thing. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because the people who apply for PhDs are people who have BTech in engineering, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
so it qualifies you. I think I personally, if you ask me, I think it's a really a good thing that you have a diploma in polymer technology. That means you are more hands-on. I really like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good thing in my opinion, especially if you're looking
Okay.
to work in the area of manufacturing and processing. I think hands-on experience is very important.
Okay.
If I want to enter into industry, is PhD is necessary, or do I have an MBA from some experience? Do industry value PhD? Yeah. So as I said, yes, PhD, because every industry, every good industry will have a R&D center, and they need people who have a PhDs in plastics and polymers. Okay.
Okay.
How to choose a PhD topic, university, country. So that's the reason I ask you, like, what is your research interest, right? So that would be your
Yeah.
PhD area. And
Okay.
so, as far as the university, I can tell you some universities in US. I don't have much
Okay.
information about universities in Europe, but US I can definitely
Okay.
tell you. And I told people all the time that if you have to choose a country where you want to do your PhD, I think US is one of the best
Mm-hmm.
because of the diversity, the culture, and many other things.
Okay.
So let me tell you, there are a couple of universities I think you should look to apply. One is University of Akron,
Okay.
because University of Akron polymer program is one of the best programs in US. The other
Okay.
university is University of Massachusetts Amherst.
Okay.
It's not MIT. It's University of Massachusetts Amherst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's another university. So these two universities are one of the best universities, I think, for polymer program. If you get into University of Akron for the polymer program, I think your career will go much high. That is one of the best universities.
Okay.
And also in Akron, there are many rubber companies that are already here. Their headquarters is here, which are tire companies like Goodyear, Bridgestone, and few others. So there is a huge polymer industry in Ohio, in Akron.
Okay.
So as I said, there are and what I will ask you to do is go to these two universities. These are one of the top
Okay.
universities, but I think I can find or some other list of universities. But go to their polymer engineering department and look at what professor is doing what research, and if you like their work, you can email them
Yeah.
and ask them that this is my background and this is what I want to do.
Okay.
So if the person is interested, he or she will reply you back. Okay.
Okay.
But then you can
All right.
always email to the head of the department or the graduate, what we call it, a graduate admission director, and you can ask
Okay.
him about that you are interested in applying and what is the last date of application and so forth.
Okay.
But two things that you have to do before is, one, you have to give GRE and TOEFL,
Okay. Okay.
and make sure you get a good GRE and TOEFL score. Don't screw it up,
Okay.
because if you're gonna get give a bad GRE score, polymer.
Yeah.
Because if you do a bad so there is another university called University of Sunny Buffalo. I think they are doing some work in polymer also.
Okay.
University of Akron, I already told you. There is another university
Yeah.
called University of Toledo. They have
Okay.
a institute called Polymer Institute. So when you apply for a PhD program, look for polymer engineering department. Okay.
Okay.
So in Google, what you can do, just type polymer research USA, and you will see list of universities who have research in the area of polymers.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can find.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will tell you
Okay.
is, number one, what you need to do is, as I said, right now what you need to do is apply for apply for GRE and TOEFL.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, get a good GRE and TOEFL score. And right now you are eligible. You will be applying into the program in August 2021 because the application for August 2020 is already over.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure that you give your GRE and TOEFL by November.
Okay.
Okay, once you give your GRE and TOEFL by November, your application to the school will be due by December, January maximum, December or January.
Okay.
And by March you should able to hear from the school that you are getting admission for August 2021 or not.
Okay.
Okay, but right now what
Okay.
you need to do is make sure to give your prepare for GRE and TOEFL and don't screw it up.
Okay.
Okay, and I will
Yeah.
say right around September, October is where you should start writing email to the department and to the university, where you can ask them that you are looking for to do a PhD in your department, and whatever questions you have.
Okay.
So the other universities I told you are University of Akron, University of
Yeah.
Massachusetts Amherst, University of
Yeah.
Toledo, and there is one university in Canada also you can look at. It's a good university, University of Waterloo. It's a very good
Okay.
university.
Okay.
Okay, and as I said, there are some other universities also, and the department you should look for is either the Department of Chemical Engineering or Department of Polymer Engineering or Department of Chemistry.
Okay.
Those are the ones where you will see that they are doing more of this sort of a work. Okay.
Okay.
And then other universities, I think Wisconsin Madison, University of Wisconsin Madison also is one of the good university in that area. So I would
Okay.
say what you can do is make a list of 10 universities that you want to apply,
Okay.
and also look into their engineering programs. And let's say if you look at those 10 or 15 universities, you can find then, okay, these are 7 universities out of 15 where I see that the work they are doing or the professor, the research he's doing, I like it. And then you can apply to those 7 or 8 universities.
Okay.
Okay, and also make sure that you apply not only in top universities but some of the universities which are not at the top. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And I think, as I said to you, I'm really glad that you are so motivated. I think this is something any professor look into a student. But also one thing I will tell you, Karthik, is you need to rewrite your resume. Your resume is not good.
Okay.
Your resume is very much like you are applying for a job in an industry. So make sure your
Okay.
resume is for the application, that you are applying for a PhD program. Your application should be like a student. Another thing,
Okay.
Karthik, I want to ask you, when you apply for a PhD program, they will ask you your GRE score, your TOEFL score, your statement of purpose,
Okay.
and also 3 or 4 letter of recommendation. So make sure you have those 3 or 4 recommendation letter from the professor,
Okay.
or it can be from your supervisor also for that matter, because you work in the industry. So let's say if your supervisor in the current industry you are working in, or your senior R&D manager can write a recommendation letter, that's good.
Okay.
But then you can always ask recommendation letter from your MTech and BTech institute.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you tell those professors that I'm applying for a PhD program, and I will ask you to write a recommendation letter so that they know already. And make
Okay.
sure there are